Namaste. My name is Abraham Verghese. I have with me a lovely lady called Jasmine, who will be asking me certain questions for which I'll just give a brief outline so that it may help you to think and develop from there or on them to answer questions in your essays or when you are doing speaking tests and so on. Okay? I hope that I will be able to share what little knowledge I have and some of my education with you all in the answers that I provide. This is actually done on the auspices of B-GHUD.
Yes, so thank you, sir. And the first question for this video is, how do you think unemployment can be reduced?
It is an economic question.
Yeah.
There are several means. It depends upon government policy. It depends upon government policy, depending upon the amount of money that they have, the export level they want to reach, and the imports that they can manage.
Also,
Now, unemployment is a very serious problem in society. The rise of unemployment creates poverty. That is where they do not have the means for their abilities to meet their demands of daily requirements. Unemployment also generates crime and generates habits that are socially destructive. Unemployment must be addressed through recreating jobs or many startups as we are doing, or giving industry the chance to develop and to expand, to have less bureaucratic interference, as is being said, less government, more governance. I think if we go along that path and bear in mind the need of our people, especially now that we have decided to put a hospital or create a hospital in every district in India, and I believe also colleges in every district to supply medical students or to provide for medical students, which might thereafter move on to engineering and such like professions that are necessary for the development and the employment of our citizens. The other thing is that we must raise the standard of these potential employees so that they're employable. Make them employable.
Enhancing their employability.
Indeed.
So
okay.
we can focus, when we are thinking or when you're dwelling on that topic, we can say from education level, from the grassroots level.
Absolutely.
We can develop the skills that they need.
Absolutely.
Education.
And even if it is carpentry or pottery or whatever, let that also be taught. Because you see, these are skills that we cannot afford to allow to die away. Machinery can take over a lot, but we even today, and I think for generations to come, will still appreciate handmade items because they are more valuable, they're more beautiful, they are made personally, and they have got great quality. It also shows the culture of the people. So there are many reasons why whatever line people wish to take must be made available, and I understand now that such a scheme has come into operation for those between the ages of 15 and 59, where they have got employment to check to see whether they are happy in their employment or wish to have another form of employment, or for those who have particular skills that do not relate to manufacturing or other such huge industrial forms of production, to encourage them also to continue their vocation in that same line. So it is a marvelous development idea. It has been said that it will take 10 years, but however long it takes, we are on the right track.
Yeah. So
I'm very proud of it.
Very valid points. Thank you for that, sir, on how unemployment can be reduced. The next question that we have is, what are the negatives of social media? We spoke about social media and censorship in our previous video. So this one's about what do you think are the negatives of social media? I know there are many, but
Yes, indeed.
just to wrap them up into a couple of points, we can say,
I would say that one of the greatest problems of social media is its ability to expand into areas sometimes without the help of expertise, thereby causing influence or negative influences in society.
spreading like wildfire.
That's right. They go unchecked. They think they have the liberty to express themselves absolutely.
Lack of censorship would be.
Indeed, it will completely damage any society. I don't mean that we must interfere too much with your human rights, your right to speak your mind, but there are certain forums that are suitable for that, rather than having the total use of social media that is reachable to every corner of the globe. Okay? It also influences terrorism. It also influences people who have got ambitions that are contrary to the interests of society. Censorship is necessary. If it comes in the form of films, we must realize the stage at which society is advancing and provide accordingly. We can't stick by rules of the 1940s or 30s. We must advance our thinking and realize that if we do not provide the entertainment or scope for what is being provided, people will find alternatives and entertainment alternatives, and that will be destructive.
As negatives of social media, like we said, like spreading of wildfire.
Indeed.
Wildfires are, you don't intend to spread wildfires. So same way, spreading of negative news or negative influences, increase in consumerism in some way or the other.
Well, consumerism is not a bad thing. It's necessary.
Yeah,
but you see, consumerism as news, consumerism as a form of social media, that has got consequences.
Also, spreading of lifestyles which are not positive.
Yes.
Which could be harmful
indeed.
in financial and other ways.
Quite correct, yes, indeed.
So comparison of lifestyles,
indeed.
so, striving to become what you can't, unnecessary, undue pressure on life and things like that. So these are just some points.
You must learn to contain yourself to a point of what is being required. You must bear in mind that whatever you say or do not say has an effect on somebody else. If you
think twice before saying something negative.
Have that sense of social responsibility. Be sensitive to human nature. Think that as to whether you would like to hear it yourself being said about by people who don't know your conditions, your circumstances, your background, and so on and so forth, and how it can hurt you, and then your reaction to that particular pain.
Also, don't compare. I mean, as a negative to social media, we can say in the comparison of ourselves or people, especially ourselves, to other people on social media, to better lifestyles, better.
Yes, you see, this is a major problem because if we are all the time desiring to achieve what we cannot achieve, right, or is beyond us, it is because we don't recognize our own limitations, and we end up making a mess of our lives, and thereafter making a mess of the family's lives, and especially that of the children. Because if you are not content, you will show that discontent in your family life.
Yeah.
Okay? So be cautious. Be content with what you have, but that it doesn't mean that you must stop pursuing your ambition.
So we can say, as negatives of social media, we can say less content lives, comparison of lives. A lot of people are going into debt, trying to become something that they are not.
Indeed.
So anything else that you'd like to add as
well? You see, these are traps that is very difficult to get out of, and if you do it knowingly, then I don't know what to classify you as. So whatever you do, think about the consequences. Be proactive in expecting in doing things so that you are prepared for the consequences of what actions you want to take.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, so these were some negatives of social media that we discussed. The next question that we have for this video is, what do you think are the advantages of tourism?
The advantages of tourism are several.
Yeah.
It is a major industry of any society, and it has got deep cultural effects, and it affects also relationships between countries, between families, between people, between friends, and a range of numerous things. Okay? But the problem with tourism is that we have not studied the industry enough to provide what is required by the people who visit us and spend good monies. I'll take a simple example. You look at a place where the environment is absolutely beautiful with backwaters, coconut palms, swimming pools, and everything else. Now, the visitor pays a lot of money to be there, but he or she has not flown all those thousands of miles to stay in a hotel. They can just as well stay in a hotel next door to their house. They have come over there to mix with the people, to socialize, to find out, to see what else there is. Yes, indeed. And that is where we must be prepared to actually provide them.
Advantages of tourism, we can say there is cultural advantage.
Certainly.
We tend to value our culture more, at least for the purpose of improving the tourism. There's definite economic advantages.
Yes.
And is there anything else that we can add to this point with regards to advantages of tourism?
Advantages of tourism also.
Ecotourism that's coming up.
Indeed. So, ecotourism is already there.
So we tend to, which is good for the environment, for the ecology as a whole.
What is very important is that it is educative.
Oh yes.
Okay? Especially when you take your children abroad and they see a different environment, which helps you also to relax from your daily routine and the tiredness and the tediousness.
Adaptive to.
Indeed, you get a change of atmosphere. The air is different. You feel relaxed, and these things are very necessary.
Definitely.
And for children, for them to play, to know the country, to see the color, the paintings, the greenery, and all that, which they probably don't have in their own country.
Traveling it
is very educative.
Best form of education.
Very, very educative indeed.
Okay, moving on to the next question.
Yes.
It's a little bit difficult one, I presume. So the question is how gender equality can be maintained.
Well, I find that question rather strange. There is no proper gender equality at the moment, so I don't suggest that we maintain it as it is.
That answer was expected.
What I would expect is that to improve gender equality, there are many social conditions that are necessary in order for that stage to arrive. The first is to take away the stigma of the problems of women and women's behavior and women's status in society and within a marriage. Equality is fundamental. You see, when you marry a partner, that is, she is you and you are her. Everything is equal between you all. You all have different characteristics, different likes and dislikes, different abilities, and so on. And that must coordinate.
Can we also add social conditioning to this
That's
point?
right.
So
social conditioning.
We spoke about in one of the videos we did speak about how gender roles in workplaces.
Yes.
So more women coming up. So we can actually normalize that, not take it up.
Indeed. You see, you normalize it by making it a regular feature, but you should not do it for the sake of doing it.
Okay.
That then causes problems because that person may not have the required experience or knowledge or ability, but is occupying a position where people's lives depend upon their employment.
Okay.
So it must be according to merit. Now we know also that in most cases in classes, the girls get higher marks, right? So why is it that when it comes to the workplace, they are kept at a lower level, receive a lower salary when they're doing the same job?
I think that is changing. So the question
Indeed.
here was how it can be maintained. So we can say social conditioning, more education, equal opportunities, and
That's right. All those things I've covered.
all those things. Yes. So in this video, we spoke about what are the negatives of social media, the advantages of tourism, how gender equality can be maintained, and how unemployment can be reduced. That was the first one that we spoke about.
Right.
And so we come to an end to this video as well. So hope you found this useful. Thank you.
Hope you find it useful, because if you do, it will help us and we can do more.
Do let us know in the comment box
Indeed.
below.
Yes,
that would
that'd be
mean a lot
lovely.
to us. Thank
Lovely.
you.
Thank you very much. Namaste.